it's interesting because the title of the script was Blood Diamond, and it is specifically about the diamond conflict in Africa and the tragedy that happened in Sierra Leone. But for me, it encompassed so much about Africa as a whole, all the way from the child soldiers to the refugees to the sort of political situation in Africa. The diamond sort of became a symbol for the resources in Africa and what happens when, you know, there's a fight for these resources. And so for me, it wasn't so much about the specificity of the diamond trade, but more so telling the story of where Africa is present day and the things that need to be done to sort of resolve the situation there.
Danny Archer.
Nighty Bone.
Pleased to meet you. You're here to make a difference, huh?
And you're here to make a buck?
I'm here for lack of a better idea.
That's a shame.
Not really. Peace Corps types only stay around long enough to realize they're not helping anyone. Government only wants to stay in power until they've stolen enough to go into exile somewhere else. And the rebels, they're not sure they want to take over, otherwise they'd have to govern this mess. But TIA, right, Med?
TIA.
What's TIA?
This is Africa.
Archer starts off as a very unsympathetic character. He's lost sort of all compassion or caring for what he's doing. He wants to leave this place, you know? He wants to leave this place that he's lived his whole entire life, and the only thing he can sort of fall back on is his military background and his ability to obtain diamonds and deal in the black market. Maddie, I think to him, represents initially that sort of American with great ideals of saving this continent.
Is it possible that you don't care how many people die because of the deals you do?
Look, people here kill each other as a way of life. It's always been like that.
So you can just watch it and go about your day?
He tries to portray to her that this is a wasteland that will never recover, and people are just out to take advantage of each other.
She is just someone who's quite stubborn, just as stubborn as he is, and won't take it from him when he does his usual kind of macho trip. And somehow they're just, you know, they butt heads in just the best way.
Who do you think buys the stones that I bring out? Dreamy American girls who all want a storybook wedding and a big shiny rock. It's like the ones they see in the advertisements of your politically correct magazine. So please, don't come here and make judgments on me, all right?
Here are these two men that sort of set off on this journey to find this diamond, one with the intent of getting his family back together, the other with the intent of getting out of the continent.
I said tell him where it is! Tell him where it is now! Tell him! No.
I think he's really battling with his own moral decisions, you know? His own moral decisions about what he's doing and what he's done in his life, what the generations before him have done.
Sometimes I wonder, will God ever forgive us for what we've done to each other? And I look around and I realize God left this place a long time ago.
You know, the great actors are sponges. You never can predict where they're going to get what they're going to get, but they want more and more. They want to meet the real people.
You can't really understand or do a film like this unless you really immerse yourself in the environment and meet the people involved and see the real faces behind these stories.
It's a fucking hectic story.
They want to go to the real places. They want to read. They want to see what they wear and see what the weapons are and see what the sound is.
Okay, and once you're in the firing position, then you'd go to that drill. So you'd tilt the weapon over, put it to the firing position.
There's a lot of sequences involved where Leo's using guns or using his knife and using combat. So early on, Leo came in and we started on working on the various scenarios with him, on basic gun handling again, because he has his own weapon, which he's always got with him, and also a number of fight scenarios where we wanted to make sure that he looked like the person he would be, which is someone who's not playing games. If he's going to take someone out, he takes them out.
TIA. Danny.
TIA?
That's some of the most impressive work he does in the film. And I don't know if people even realize that he had to learn that stuff. And then, on top of that, this whole emotional state.
His dedication was almost scary. It was absolutely determined that by the end of that process, he would have inhabited the skin of one of these people, and that when he would sit down with them at dinner, that he would be indistinguishable from them.
And that involved, you know, meeting some of these mercenaries, meeting people that were involved in the diamond trade. So it was important for all of us involved, to really be here and immerse ourselves in this environment and really hear the first-hand accounts and the first-hand stories, because it is a completely different environment than anything I've ever experienced in my entire life.
It's not just the work on the accent or the physicalization, all of which is really remarkable, but it's finding a very different place in his head, a very dark, sad, and at many times tormented place that he had to go to. It suggests someone who's gone through an enormous amount, and we have to feel that in him. He's got to carry that around with him. He's got to wear it the same way he has to wear his costume.
It was a really interesting character for me to play, because he's really hiding from himself and running away from the things that I think are inherently in him, you know, which is a sense of understanding of the environment he lives in more than he tries to portray, and a compassion for the people of the continent, and certainly through Solomon's character, there's a bond there that, as much as he's trying to fight, is a strong one.
I can carry you. You take your boy home, huh?
Certainly throughout the course of the entire movie, it's a battle for him to try to deny these things that he feels emotionally, you know, and ultimately he finds himself in a weird sort of spiritual way at the end of the movie.
I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.